Hi Taft Tigers, Mrs. E, traveling teacher here in beautiful Queenstown, New Zealand. I will be making 2 videos in Queenstown for you today because today is my very last day in New Zealand and I'm a procrastinator. But also, I really wanted to make sure that you got the very best answers to your questions. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this place where I'm at. This is Lake Wakatipu. It's not the ocean. It's just a big, gorgeous lake in the middle of New Zealand's South Island. Now let's get to our questions. The question I want to answer right now comes from somebody at Pierce Elementary. So I'd like to give a little shout out to Pierce Elementary. P-I-E-R-C-E, Pierce Panthers, all the way. So Jordan, I got your question. You asked, is it cold in New Zealand? Well, Jordan, no. Right now, here in New Zealand, it's not cold. So Jordan, the reason why New Zealand is warm right now while it's cold back in Iowa has to do with the fact that New Zealand is close to the South Pole. Now, if you want to do a little demonstration yourself and follow along with me, pick up a pen or a pencil right now and put it out in front of you like this. And imagine that at the top of your pencil is the North Pole and the bottom of your pencil is the South Pole. Now, then imagine that around those 2 poles is the planet Earth. Now, the planet Earth doesn't sit straight up and down, North Pole to South Pole, just like this in the sky. It actually sits more like this, so that the North Pole is tilted this way and the South Pole is tilted this way. Now, put this in your left hand and bring it out to your left side, keeping it at exactly the same angle. And then imagine that you yourself are the powerful, fiery, awesome sun, raining warmth and energy down on planet Earth. Well, in January, the North Pole is tipped away from you. So all the people that live up here near the North Pole, they don't have any of your warmth, your sun, your energy. And because everybody knows that the absence of warmth is cold, what it really feels like to them up there is the cold, soul-sucking darkness of space, like Pluto. But down here, for people that live near the southern hemisphere, it's all warm and summery and beautiful. So that's why right now in Iowa, where you live, in January, it's cold. But here in New Zealand, near the South Pole, it's a lot warmer. But if you give it 6 months, keeping your pen at exactly the same angle, move it over to your right hand, now the northern hemisphere is pointing towards you, the awesome sun, and the southern hemisphere is pointing away. That time of year, it's going to be winter for the southern hemisphere and warm and sunny for you in the northern hemisphere. So, Jordan, I hope that answered your question a little bit. I want to talk to you about another place we went, Christchurch, New Zealand. Christchurch is actually the gateway to Antarctica. All the programs and international scientific missions that are going on in Antarctica are supplied through Christchurch, New Zealand. If you want to go to Antarctica, you have to go to Christchurch. So we went to a visitor center there. This map is one of the first things we saw. It really shows you just how close New Zealand is to Antarctica. Another thing that we did was to ride on a hagland. A hagland is used to transport people and goods in Antarctica. It's a Swedish-made machine, all-terrain, tracked vehicle, and it was awesome. If armies had had this when they tried to invade the Russians during winter, history might very well be quite different. Now, on to my last question for this video, which is good because as you can see, the sun is going down. My last question is from Addie and from Sarah, who both asked the same thing. They asked, are these places that they see, pictures of places they see on the web, just as beautiful in real life as they look on the web from pictures? And I want to tell you guys, yes, they are. In fact, they're actually even more beautiful. The camera doesn't do the world justice. When you go out in it and you see how beautiful it really is, you're going to be amazed. In fact, the one thing that I really wish is that I could bring all of Taft Middle School on this trip with me, just to show you how big and beautiful the world is. So I hope that answers a couple more questions about New Zealand. This, along with my other video at the Queenstown Luge, which I think you'll like, should cover everything for New Zealand. I'll talk to you again after I answer all your questions from Thailand. Remember, the world is a big, beautiful place, and it's just waiting for you.